Now let's add the controls for sorting and filtering. This time we'll use the Excel function for tables, which also provides a totals row, so we won't have the problem with sorts and totals like in the last example. Click on any cell in the data, and then use Control A to select all of the data. From the Home ribbon, click on the icon Format as Table. Choose a layout you like. I like this one. Excel shows a pop-up box confirming the data range and confirming the data has headers, that is, titles on each column, which is correct, so click OK. Excel formats the data as a table and shows a new menu tab, Table Tools Design. Let's provide a name for the table. Let's call it Invoice Data. We can see that the cells in the header row have the pull-down control for sorting and filtering. You can see that here on the customer name. Now let's add a totals row. It's easy. Just click on this box here. The row appears at the end of the data and automatically sums the rightmost column, in our case, the column for total sales. Let's add a sum on the column for quantity as well. So I go to the bottom, use the pull down, and choose sum. And that's the sum of the quantity. For invoice data like this, the invoice ID must be unique. Occasionally, through some type of error, data files have duplicate records. The duplicates must be removed. To remove them, click on this icon, Remove Duplicates. Excel shows a pop-up asking which fields must be unique. In other words, what field to use to find and remove the duplicates. In our case, it's the field Invoice ID. So I unselect all of the fields, choose Invoice ID, and choose OK. The pop-up says that 9 duplicate records were removed, and 498 unique values remain. Look at the invoice table again. It's missing a field for the customer region, and we need it so that we can report the sales by product line and by region, a very common requirement in business reporting. If we go to this worksheet in the file, we can see we have a customer cross-reference table. It lists the customer account number, the customer name, and their state or region. This cross-reference table is formatted as an Excel table with the name of customers. Essentially, we need to bring the state over into the invoice table as a new field called region. So let's create a new field to the right of customer name. So I click here, right-click, and choose Insert to insert a new field. Let's title it Region. And it works like this. Let's find the state for customer account number 106. So here's the customer account number 106. I go to the customer cross-reference table. I go down to find customer 106 in column A. I move to the third column, column C, to see that JS Automotive, customer number 106, is from Tennessee. Go back to the invoice table, and I type in Tennessee. We could continue this process manually, but it would take a long time and likely lead to several errors. Excel provides a function just for this purpose called VLOOKUP. Let's try it. From the menu tab Formulas, choose Lookup and Reference, and go to the bottom and choose VLOOKUP. Excel shows a pop-up. In the first box, Lookup Value, click on the customer account number, 106. The table array is the customer cross-reference table named Customers. For the column index number, enter 3, because in the cross-reference table, the state is in column 3. And click on OK. Excel returns Tennessee, and because this data is already formatted as a table, Excel automatically copies it down to the end of the data rows. Now we're ready to summarize the data and make some charts to answer our questions. That is, to identify the top customers, the top products, identify any trends in the data over time, and make a table showing the sum of the sales by product line, by region. Return to the Menu tab, Table Tools Design. Click on the icon Summarize with Pivot Table. Excel shows a pop-up box confirming the data range and that the pivot table should be placed on a new worksheet. Click OK. Excel creates a new worksheet tab and adds 3 new elements to the worksheet. A menu tab Pivot Table Tools with 2 submenus, one for Analyze and another for Design. A blank pivot table with a generic name like Pivot Table 4, and the field list. Let's summarize the sales value. From the field list, scroll to find the field sales value. Here it is. Drag and drop it to the section Values. Now select the sum of the sales value and click on the icon Field Settings. Click on the button Number Format and choose Currency with 0 decimal places. And click on OK. So the total sales was $906,713. Return to the field list and scroll to find the field Customer Name. Drag it down to the Rows section. Excel calculates the sum of the sales by customer name. So the first row means that the total sales for the Birmingham Automotive Group was $21,950. It's easy to sort the results by sales, putting the top-selling customers at the top, so that we can answer the first question, who are the top customers? So we click on the field Sales, then right-click, and choose Sort, Largest to Smallest. So our top 3 customers are Jefferson Mortgage, Jackson Motors, and the Johnson Auto Group. And it's easy to make the same table for part numbers. Unclick Customer Name, and click Description. Click on a cell on the column for Sales, and then right-click to sort. And the table lists the top-selling products, sorted descending.